Want to welcome everyone to the B4evaKool podcast. We're live this weekend at MotoAmerica at Laguna, Seca. Very excited. You know the real Luis Ortega to the left of me. What's good, Luis, man? How you doing today?
Doing good, man. Woke up super early to get here this morning and was greeted with the typical Laguna Seca fog, overcast all the way to the track. A little bit chilly conditions, as you can see. This morning we're both wearing jackets. But it should warm up nicely this day. I'm looking forward for a good day of racing and just overall fun here. Laguna Seca looks like they have a pretty decent turnout. They're expecting more people than last year, and I was here last year, and it was pretty packed.
Right. Yeah, I mean, this is the earliest I've been to the track myself when I'm not racing. So it's going to be interesting to see, what this weekend is like. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the opportunity to do this live here with MotoAmerica, and we'll end the live around a time before they start their live broadcast. So definitely stay tuned. We bring in the guys and check in and see how they're doing. Tyson, man, welcome to the show. How you doing, man?
How's it going, Rexy? I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Excited, man. I know you might be up early as well. We have MotoGP and also World Superbike happening this weekend, so there's a lot happening, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. A lot of racing.
Nice.
I think we've been up since 3 a.m. because of MotoGP and World Superbike.
Yeah,
it's been a long morning.
No, I definitely was up catching the qualifying session and kind of like, oh man, I might miss the sprint, so I'm gonna have to catch it a little later after this live and so forth. So very excited that we keep it moving and trying to bring somebody, and I gotta put my glasses on. This is a little different, Luis, man.
Yeah, it's not the same when we're delayed. It's delayed.
It's delayed and something. So, might have to bring Harry O back because I don't even see him. He might have dropped off. So, but let's talk about the weekend so far. We saw a bike caught on fire.
Yeah, we had a bike queue on the track. Something unexpected. One of the light fighter bikes piloted by Josh Herron had an issue going up the corkscrew, and he kind of pulled the bike over to the side of the track, got off the bike, and this is one of those things that a technical issue that I'm sure the guys over at Light Fighter are working on right now to figure out what happened and how it happened and make sure it doesn't happen again. But these are the growing pains with a lot of the bikes. But when it's an electric bike, it's a little bit different. And the crew here handled it pretty well. They were able to distinguish the fire. And from what I heard, they took the battery out and put it somewhere out in the middle of nowhere because it's a lithium battery, and you have to kind of leave it isolated for a while because it could reignite. So at some point, they're going to go and wrap it in some sort of heat blanket or something that smothers oxygen so that it can't catch fire again. So it's a learning process for them for sure, but I still wish those guys a lot of luck because they have a great team, they have a great group of guys, and they're really, really trying to do something unique and different. And there's a couple of people here that are doing that, and I enjoy that. I enjoy that.
Yeah,
the guys that are trying to bring bikes that they kind of built themselves and come race and be competitive.
Yeah, and especially in the series that everyone else is burning gasoline, right?
Yeah,
which is pretty impressive to see. So kind of excited to see how the future of racing is going here. I mean, they had the e-bikes in MotoGP, which they got rid of, I think, end of last year and stuff like that. So to be able to have a series that somebody who's dreaming up what they did, and to be able to put it and compete at the top level and get a rider like Josh Herron to do that is pretty wild.
Yeah, for sure. Even the guys over at Art Motorcycles, this is a team that, two guys. One guy does have deep pockets. Keanu Reeves not hurting for money.
Right.
He's got some Matrix and some John Wick money that he can use. But same thing. Him and some guy that has a passion for building motorcycles decided, hey, we're going to start this little motorcycle company. They started building not inexpensive bikes. Those bikes are very expensive, but if you see how they're machined, you can tell these are they put a lot of care into these bikes. And then for them to start racing, and this isn't cheap to come racing. This is just showing their commitment and their level of admiration for the sport. And they put it on the bots also. A bike that they built in their garage, they put on a bike. So when you're out here competing against Harley Davidson, Yamaha, Honda, BMW, all these big manufacturers, and you can put a bike that you built in your garage on the podium.
Right.
Big kudos.
Big kudos indeed. We do have Reese in the building. We got to figure out a mic situation for him. We might have to do a swap and get him in because he's also working as well. So I know we don't have him for the whole show. But how you doing, man? Have you caught any of the qualifying, any of the practices yesterday for MotoAmerica?
No, I didn't get a chance to catch it for MotoAmerica yesterday. But I was only able to catch MotoGP. I got this 3-year-old. My daughter's here, so it's been very limited of stuff I could be able to get my hands on to dealing with her.
Nice. Well, let's talk about Kayla a little bit because I think I haven't seen what the qualifying is yet. You might know better, Louis.
She's in the top 7, top 8. She didn't have the best day yesterday. She had a weird little low side, high side crash. Like it looked like it was going to be a low side. It ended up being a high side. It wasn't very fast. She wasn't injured. She was able to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going to do well. Like I don't think she's going to have a problem finishing outside the top 5. I think she'll finish definitely in the top 5. She's seemed to have some struggles yesterday, but if you look at the time from yesterday morning, everybody struggled because the weather conditions weren't optimal. We had this Laguna Seca overcast and it was a little chilly.
Yep.
And even the from the super bikes on down, everybody was slow in the morning just because they didn't have either the room, the pace, or even the vision. Some of the guys complained that they actually couldn't see all the way down the track the way they normally used to because of the overcast. Look who we got here.
Who we got in the building, man? You might have to get a little closer. We got to share a mic as we're starting to set out. But how you doing, man? How you feeling today?
Yeah, I can't complain, man. And ready to get this. We got first session. I'm going 9:50.
9:50, man.
Yeah.
Is it 9:50? Yeah.
9:50.
Oh, that's right, because Super Sport gets ready at like 10:10.
Yep. Then we get an hour till qualifying.
Yep.
Nice. What do you think of the new colors for the weekend?
He can't talk about them yet.
I mean, isn't it floating around? Isn't it already out there?
Yeah.
A little bit.
There. I mean, it's I like the colors, I like the new colors for it.
You're welcome.
Thanks to Lou here. But no, I mean, I wish we ran it more than one round. I think we wish we ran it 2, but it's gonna be fun, and a lot of people are gonna like the new color that we have. The livery colors coming here today. So you can thank Lou for the colors.
I'm going to annoy Yamaha more so we can do 2 next year because I annoyed them a lot this year to get 1.
Please do. Just don't do the yellow.
No. I already said I don't want to do the yellow. I want to do something super unique.
So how was qualifying for you guys yesterday? How you both riders feeling?
Both riders were feeling good. Time attack was good. JD, I think, was finishing 5th, and I think Bobby was 9th. 9th? Yeah. Had a little bike setup issue, but I think they worked it out today, and they tried a different tire, but I think we'll be fine.
Nice.
I think we'll be fine, and I think JD will be fine as well. I talked to both guys. I just finally seen Bobby's behind. He likes to come in late. It's your guy. But I think he should be. Both guys seem very positive, and I think we'll be fine going here today.
Okay, that's what's up. We got a little bit of pit lane action going on as well. So, for those out online can see what's going on pit lane. A little bit of noise we might be hearing there, so we might have to.
Yeah, I think the Super Hooligans are now, and then I think we're up after the Super Hooligans, I think.
Super Hooligans, then I think it's the Talent
Cup? Yeah.
Talent Cup.
Okay.
And then roll from there.
Yeah, because we're only 20. I know the first session is 20 minutes, and then next one is about a.
Yep.
Yeah, so we should be good here coming here today. Hopefully, we can put it on the box with the colors for this guy over here. Put his Dainese up on the box for him.
I would hope.
That's the least you guys could do, right?
That's what we're trying to do, man.
Nice.
I can say, see what we got here. Should be fun.
All right. Looking forward to it, man. I'm used to going to the podium for victory lane, so I like seeing you there. So you guys got to do what you got to do today to get there, man. No pressure at all.
Thanks.
No pressure, man.
No pressure. You sound like this guy over here now, man.
It's pretty wild. Let's bring Tyson in, man. What's good, man? You got any question for Reese before he gets out of here?
I don't think so. Not anything specifically. Maybe Harrio's got one.
No, I thought you might say, you want to ride the Yamaha, something like that. Say, slide.
I got a BMW, so I don't know if I can go over to the Japanese bikes yet.
Come take a ride on it. Just you crash it, for bad. That's a heavy
I'll
blow.
take-
The
If
positive.
you're offering a ride, I'll come out.
You can buy a new house with that. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Right? At least wanted to. Lois, what do you expect to see from the other guys, Ducati, the B4, Sean Dillon Kelly on the BMW? As you hear, Tyson talks about the BMW.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Dillon Kelly is looking really good. He's come into his own for the last few rounds, and every round he's getting better and better. And I think even the Orange Cat teeth themselves are getting better, because you have to remember last year they were on a stock 1000 bike. They didn't have all the gadgets and gadgets that they have now on the full super bike. And that's why they have one of the guys from Alpha Racing out here at every single round, helping them figure out how to get the most out of the bike, the electronics, and the package that they have. I mean, they pretty much have a World Superbike spec bike minus a couple of items that are only for World Superbike. So having that knowledge base and being able to apply it quickly, you've seen over the last few rounds, Sean SDK is getting closer and closer to the front. He's competing more often. He's actually winning races. And so I expect him to be pretty strong for the rest of the season. As far as the Ducatis, we'll see what happens, man, because the Ray Hall team, PJ is not having a very consistent year. He's finding his way into the gravel trap a lot. And he's also battling injury, because he did injure himself pretty badly in one crash. And so, I don't know what to expect from them. And then on the Warhorse side, obviously we have Loris Baz here, and he's a pretty consistent rider, but same thing, that particular Ducati is the new Ducati.
Right.
And they're still trying to figure their way around that Ducati. I actually think Cam Peterson has the best Ducati, because that Ducati has been around for a while. They have data on it, and he knows how to go fast. So if somebody told me right now you have to put $1,000 down on which Ducati you think will finish first, I'd probably put my money on Cam Pete.
I think he's already won, right?
Yeah. But now you got to think about this too. I mean, from what I know, Matt's been having his issues coming into this round. I mean, they're limited to very own parts. Ducati is limited on parts. I know Baz is coming back from an injury. He's hurt. PJ, like you said, PJ has had his struggles coming into his rounds. And like you said, Cam P is the most one that's right now that's very consistent. Sean, yesterday he was very consistent a little bit, but he did struggle a little bit in the morning. I don't know if that was due to weather or temp or anything like that. But if the two front runners is, unfortunately, it's Sean Dillon Kelly and Matt. Matt was very quick yesterday. During the time attack and their practice, they were very quick. But we were also right there as well with them, with JD. And a lot of people, even though that's my team, I always tell people, it's almost like we were talking about earlier, like a Marc Marquez.
Yep.
If you actually look at the point spread, and I was just talking to a couple of guys with, today, JD's haven't been in the paddock for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Or not in the Superbike paddock. He's been in the Super Stock 1000.
Super Sport.
Yeah.
Yep.
And but he's actually sniffing right there. He's one of them guys that you keep letting him breathe or letting him sniff or get this bike back to where he needs to be. He's going to surprise a lot of people, because he's sitting right now in third place and he's only 30 points behind the leader. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad that Cambobier isn't here. Obviously,
Right.
he's injured, and it looks like he might be out for an extended period of time. They're saying that the injuries might be a little bit worse than they initially thought. So we might not see him back possibly at all this year. If not, maybe not until the second to last or last round of this year.
Right.
So, coming into the year, I actually had him as one of the favorites, because coming off of already being the champion last year, even moving to a new bike, the dude knows how to go fast. The dude finds a way. And I think the struggles he had with the Ducati, because he couldn't get the setup right at the beginning of the year, and his injuries have kind of led him to where he's at now. Almost Warhorse probably would have been better off staying with their old bike. To be honest with you, the old bike was way more competitive, and they're still trying to figure out this new bike. Same with the Ray Hall team, still trying to figure out this new bike. And Cam P has the advantage. He's got the bike that has the data. He knows how to ride these tracks.
Right. Are you guys surprised at how much they're struggling? I guess we'll talk to Tyson, because you kind of just touched on a little bit, Lewis. Are you surprised how much Ducati is struggling with the new bike here? And we see what most of the bikes in World Superbike are doing a lot better than what's going on here.
I mean, it's certainly a surprise to me. I mean, as you just said, like Ducati's dominated World Superbike for what, the last 4 or 5 years, and it's just a surprise. Like they've done pretty well in MotoAmerica, but it seems like they have these like on-off sort of years. And I mean, I don't have insight into the part situation and what's going on with the specific team. So maybe getting down to the nitty-gritty as to why they're struggling, we get some insight from either Luis or Reese. But it is just kind of strange. It is strange that they don't have, or that they struggle quite a bit. Is it just the tracks? Are the tracks just laid out a little bit differently than they are in Europe, and they just like to let their legs go out on those bigger tracks?
Well, I'll let Reese speak on one thing because he knows tires probably a little bit better than me. But I think the first reason is tires. The European bikes are built around Pirelli tires because that's what they race. So all the data that they have is based on Pirelli tires, Pirelli profile, geometry using Pirelli tires. And when you adopt a Dunlop, you have to change the geometry and you have to do a lot of changes to the bike.
Correct. You do have to change a lot of geometry to the bike, like a Dunlop versus a Pirelli. Yep. And the biggest thing a lot of people that struggle with the Pirelli when they first go over there, is that what we were talking about, is the front end. Yeah. They don't trust the front end because it's different from the Dunlop. They only have a certain amount of edge, grip, and that they can use here. But when they go to the Pirelli, they can actually push that tire harder than what they believe in.
Yep.
And it takes them, as you notice with Garrett, it takes them about a year to get that through their head and program themselves. Bobby went over there to the same thing. I didn't know how far I could push this thing and everything else. But the Pirellis, their shape of their tire is almost like a cone shape.
Yep.
It's almost like a cone shape where the Dunlop is more of an oval, rounded shape. It had a lot more edge grip than the Dunlops have here. And you could push the maximum to that tire. And then the oil that's in that Dunlop tire, for some reason, if you don't heat cycle it right, it comes to
the surface. Yep. Yeah. So,
and the Pirellis won't.
Yeah, so if you think about, they developed all this data for a bike and geometry for a bike to really just hammer the hell out of the side of the tire. And the Dunlop's not built that way. So all the data that they get from Europe with geometry and everything to work on the side of the tire is something that Dunlop can't do. So now you might have engine data and torque data and other data that works really well, but you need to set the bike up completely different because the tires here just don't work like the tires that they actually built the data on.
Right.
So right there, you just lost your 2.5, maybe 3 seconds from a World Superbike spec Superbike to a MotoAmerica spec Superbike just by changing the tires.
Right.
Got you. It's one of those things where like the data is nice to have, but at the same time, it doesn't really help you all that much because of that factor with the tires.
Yeah, because it's going to help with engine parameters and torque maps and things like that. But even the torque map is going to be different because the grip you're going to get out of a Pirelli when you can get on the throttle versus neutral throttle or braking is going to change when you get on a Dunlop. Like you can't brake on a Dunlop the way you brake on a Pirelli.
No,
you can't. It's you can't apply the amount of throttle on a Dunlop than you do on a Pirelli.
Right.
From the certain lean angle, just because of the side grip of the tire. So you do get good data, but again, you almost when the bikes come here, they got to start from scratch.
It starts from scratch. It's like it's like with the Dunlop, that carcass, it doesn't squish as much as the Pirelli. Like the Pirelli tire, that carcass, which is like, it just goes flat. It just squishes out. Versus that Dunlop, it's just weird. I don't know, that's weird to explain.
And then another problem I think Ducati's having, which I've heard, is parts in general, because so many people are racing on Ducatis that the demand from the Corsa department at Ducati is super high for parts, because guess what? A lot of people are crashing. So, all these Corsa motorsports parts, they probably build a certain amount because it's not like they have a giant factory like a Honda or Yamaha where they have these massive facilities. Remember, this is all built in-house in Italy.
Right.
And so when now the bike becomes super dominant, everybody wants to use it, but everybody's crashing their brains out. Like you got to try to keep pumping parts out. Right. So that might be another issue too, is where some of the teams might be having to in-house build or machine certain parts that they can't get very quickly from Italy, even though Italy wants to support them, they just can't. So now you're building your own rear sets, you're building your own shift linkages, you're building your own rear axle pivot joints and all these spaces that you kind of take for granted. But when you crash, you really do wreck a lot of parts.
Yeah, you wreck a lot.
You would know.
Might know a little something.
A little
something.
something.
I try not to wreck all them parts, man. Every time I turn around, those parts get into the ground. It destroys it.
Yeah.
As soon as it digs, and it's crazy how when it's a wreck, a wreck never happens that bad on the pavement. It always happens
It's in the dirt.
Yeah, so it gets in the dirt, and that foot peg digs in. It's over.
Yeah.
It's like, this is it.
As soon as it goes from being a bike to being one of the people at Cirque du Soleil, it's the part. The bill just goes. When it's just sliding, it's like a flat bill. Like, all right, body work, foot peg, handlebar, hits the ground. Oh,
Yes.
Subframe,
Subframe.
radiator,
You just
wheels.
watch it turn and dig into the ground. You just watch the radiator go. You watch the spring arm go. You watch the forks, the clip-ons,
The wheels.
Oh man, I don't even know how many times I have to straight line a rim just to see if it's even has a remote out of alignment, a dent or anything like that. I'm like, come on, man.
Please stop crashing. Let's talk about the Super Sport class. Herron's looking good under the Ducati. Bender is right there. Ty Scott's right there. What do you expect to see? We'll start with Tyson first. What do you expect to see from this later today in the race one or even in qualifying?
Well, Herron's been looking pretty good here this for practice and qualifying, and I definitely look forward to seeing him back at the top of the grid. But Binder's also looking very impressive, especially, is this his first or his second year over here? Is this first year? First year, which is quite impressive. I think he's leading the championship, if I'm correct.
I believe so. I believe after the last round, he is in points.
Which is really impressive given that, Josh Herron's been racing here in the U.S. for 20 years now. I mean, he's multiple Superbike champion, Super Sport champion, and he's, first year here on new tracks, new tires, new bike probably as well, and, bringing it to these homegrown guys, and I think that's impressive, and I definitely think it could be a good race here, going into qualifying and then the races this weekend to see them fighting it out at the front.
Right. Reese, I know you got to get out of here soon, but is it time for Bender to start winning some races and kind of stop pulling away from the pack, or do you just think it's going to be a tight race today and maybe the rest of the whole season?
With Darren Bender, I think it's going to be it's still going to be tight. I know he was here practicing and doing a lot of laps around Laguna, so he is a little more familiar with Laguna than he was before. He does need to start winning some races to start putting a little gap and pressure on Herron. Herron's one of those guys that's been around the paddock for years. He's been in this series for some time now. So he's another one. You can't let him sniff any kind of blood, because if he sniffs the blood, he's coming for you. He is aggressive. He wants to win. Herron is a hell of a rider, but you got to get away from Herron. You got to put the pressure on Herron to let him make his own mistakes.
Right. I agree. How about yourself, Lewis? Who are you expecting to see?
No, I think we said at the beginning of the season, this is going to be Josh Herron, and the unknown was Darren Binder.
Mm-hmm.
But Darren Binder has shown that fast guys know how to go fast anywhere you put them. Fast guys know how to figure out a track very, very quickly. They don't need to necessarily have ridden the track for 20 years to go fast. That's what makes them fast guys. When you show up at any track, you understand the layout, you sit with your techs, you understand the gear you need to be in going to each corner. And then when you go out there, you have a baseline. And then as you go out there, you start building up to that baseline, and maybe you start to exceed that baseline. So these guys don't just show up like a normal track day rider and I'm going to figure out my first session out. I'm just going to go out and figure out the track. No, these guys have been sitting trying to figure out these tracks for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks before even getting here.
Right.
They look at video online. They look at all this stuff, and they come prepared to race. That's why they're professionals, and that's why we're not.
Right. You want to touch on your boy Mario? He was looking good yesterday.
My boy, I talked to him last night, and I'm super happy that he is having a great result. They actually made a change to the bike that has put him in the right direction. He's been having a lot of setup issues this entire season, and they just made a change to the bike, and he kind of just clicked with it. And yesterday, he was running in the top 5, in the top 4, in the top 3. And I think he's going to really show people what I've been saying since the beginning of the year. This kid is the truth. This kid knows how to ride. You just need to give him the package that he can ride, and he's going to do well.
Right, and I agree with that. That's just DeMario being young.
Yep. Super young.
He's probably a heck of a rider.
Yep.
But the problem is when you're young and you're coming into a new class
A
with
new
a new team,
new mechanics.
right? It's kind of hard to talk to your mechanic or to your crew chief and explain, hey, this is what I need or what the bike is actually doing. Once you kind of establish that relationship and figure it out, everything else becomes smoother.
Yeah, I 100%. I think that's where the problem has lied. Like he came from Talent Cup, came from Twins Cup. Like he was super competitive there, but he also worked with those guys for a long time. And those bikes are a little bit easier to set up than a super stock or a super bike. So he didn't really need to explain too much to them. Like they could kind of give him a bike. And here, now you have to get a little bit more detailed in what you're telling the mechanics and the techs of what you're feeling.
Right.
And if you don't have that language with them where you kind of explain to them, like, this is really what I'm feeling in a way that then they can interpret it and go back and make a change to the bike to address it. And I think it's just taking them a little bit at a time. But this kid is a talent, and this kid is going to be, I 100% guarantee this kid is going to be a champion. Man.
Nice. That's what's up. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see the race later today. There's a lot of racing going on all around the world. So let's talk about MotoGP. What's going on there?
You guys talking about MotoGP? Hey. I'm going to get back out here and get to this.
Don't worry, man. Appreciate you
guys. Peace out.
See you, Reese. Thanks.
We'll see you guys out here.
Reese from Attack Yamaha, folks. Live in the building. We love it. But yeah, man, let's talk about MotoGP for a little bit. The biggest thing is really B4evaKool crashing out. I mean, this guy, ever since, going on that run at the beginning of the season, he's just crashing out, but he's crashing out bad. He's just jacking himself up. And what are your thoughts, Tyson?
It's really tough, and I'm going to blame Martin 100%. It's his fault. He crashed him out, and then it just caused this whole downfall. But it's just unfortunate. I think I saw he broke his collarbone or dislocated it in 2 places, so it could be bad. Collarbones suck. They're not really one of those, like, wouldn't necessarily super critical spots, but it's like almost like a rib. Like when you mess it up, it just like nags at you. And sometimes they can take a while to heal, and sometimes they heal right away. Just one of those things you got to figure out. But it is really unfortunate for B4evaKool. This is not how I wanted to see him not finish the season, but not how I wanted to see his season go. Like I would have loved to see him on the track, duking it out with everybody. And if someone beats him to the championship on the racetrack, so be it. But this is not the way I wanted to see, the front runner for the first half of the season, go out and away.
I agree. It was pretty tough to see. I mean, I was up early at the hotel watching it and screamed out. And I was just like, oh, they might think somebody's getting hurt here. I was like, oh, it's 4 in the morning. Let me chill. What are your thoughts, Lewis, man? I mean, what kind of, at this point, he just going to have to kind of ride his way out of the situation.
The summer break couldn't come fast enough. Like the summer break can't come fast enough. Like he needs a good reset. He needs a good 3 or 4 weeks off just to reset, to heal from this injury. Collarbones do suck, but we've seen guys come back, screw and plate them, take a couple of cortisone shots, go out there and win races with broken collarbones in the past. I mean, we saw years ago Jorge Lorenzo actually break a collarbone, get it fixed, fly back, and still finish in the top 6 that weekend. So it's not an injury that's as bad as like a torn labrum or like a tendon injury or something that requires a lot of time. Like when you actually almost want a bone to break clean,
right?
So you can plate it and screw it and kind of go on with your life. It's when you get radial fractures, and that's when radial fractures when your bone kind of breaks by twisting instead of by a clean break. Radial fractures take a long time because it's multiple little bones that the bones it's broken into. Whereas a clean break, it's just a clean break. You can plate it, you can screw it, you can put it back. It doesn't, I'm making it sound like it's great. It sucks. Like it's not what you want. But if I had a choice between a radial break and a clean break, clean break all time. But again, the summer break can't come soon enough for him. He's just had a horrendous last 4 or 5 rounds. And like Tyson said, man, I don't like to blame another rider, but if you look at when this kind of collapse started, it started when his teammate just completely bowling balled him, took him out, and it's just kind of slowly progressed, and it's gotten worse and worse, and now it's gotten to the point where he's taken himself out. And last year he had this similar issue. He had sprint race issues. This year,
Right.
he's still having sprint race issues, but he's also having race day issues.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was qualifying, but geez, it was tough to see. And even from the last crash that he had, he was already battered and bruised all around. So this has to take whatever confidence he had before, had to take it. So hopefully he can regain it when he comes back after the summer break. Let's talk about Martin and also the other two Aprilias, because Martin has also kind of mostly been struggling. I mean, he has gotten on the podium since taking Bizetti out, but qualifying eighth, I think, or something like that.
Yep.
It's not ninth.
Ninth.
Yeah, it's crazy. What are your thoughts on Aprilia, Tyson?
I, as a whole, as just like a brand, I think they're doing pretty well. But as like an individual, like their factory team, like I would see this as sort of embarrassing that like your two junior riders on your customer team have been out racing you and out riding you for the last 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. Like these guys look hungry. They look like they want to win. They're going to do what it takes. And then, your two top echelon riders are paying big bucks to on your bikes are binning it and throwing it away every other weekend. And I love seeing Trackhouse do well, but it's also like almost disrespectful, and I kind of love it. You're muted, Rexy, by the way.
I was saying, it is a little disrespectful because to see what Algura and Fernandez is doing. I mean, granted, Fernandez is trying to save his job or trying to stay in MotoGP, so he's riding with control, but he has no choice but to do what he's doing. But to see a satellite team outshine the factory team, we know the factory guys don't like seeing that or even want to see that. And it's unfortunate that one of these guys are leaving, going to factory Yamaha. What are your thoughts, Lewis, man, on what Aprilia is doing, and how it's lining up with the satellite team versus the factory team?
I mean, I kind of like the fact that the satellite team is doing so well, because in the past, if you recall, Martin was one of those guys that was on a satellite team that did really well compared to the factory team.
Mm-hmm.
And now the roles reverse. He's on a factory team and the satellite guys are doing better than him.
Right.
But I also think the factory team has a unique issue. They have one rider that has 1 foot out the door. So, yeah, he wants to win, but he also has 1 foot out the door. So there could be some internal dynamics in the garage that are the reason why Martin's not doing too well. Either he, I don't think he doesn't want to perform, but maybe he doesn't have the incentive to perform.
Right.
And two, maybe that side of the garage doesn't have the incentive to perform also. We do remember he went after one of his mechanics.
Yep.
And, you demoralize your team. You're a team. When you're out there on your bike, you might seem like a single sport individual. Without that bike, you're just a guy on a track wearing a suit. You need a bike and you need a team behind you that can put a bike under you. And maybe that dynamic is why that half of the garage is not working the way it should be on a consistent basis. And then on the other side, I mean, Bezzecchi is just having his own mental issues.
Right.
Whereas on the Trackhouse side, these are two young guys that got nothing to lose. Raul Fernandez just signed a new deal.
Nice.
And he's, getting rewarded for his good job. And that's the way you should. If you do a good job, you should get rewarded. And that, And then Agura, he's just doing a good job because he doesn't know that he's not supposed to do a good job. Like, he's just going to go out there.
He doesn't. He's at a press conference. He doesn't even care. But there was a question that was asked to Martin about going on to Yamaha and was it a good thing for him and all that. And he had this. What did he say? He was just like, when I left Ducati, it was my decision. It was the right time. When I left Aprilia, it was the right time. It's like, bro, you wanted to leave after your crash.
Yeah.
And I don't think Aprilia was offering you a contract. So I think it's more that than anything else, because it doesn't look good or sound right. What are your thoughts, Tyson, on that, man?
Was it him or Quattararo who said that they were making the decision for the best decision for their family, something like that?
No, it was him. He said that too.
That was him. I was like, I know. I was gonna say that was hilarious. Like, yeah, that decision was definitely because of the family. But yeah, I mean, like, he's getting pushed out. Like he took the best seat that was offered to him. That's how that contract went. Like, if he could choose anybody, I doubt he was going to choose Yamaha. But he's burned so many bridges that he's only left with 2 manufacturers to sign with. And we all have to learn hard lessons from time to time. And hopefully, this is one of those lessons where like it's easier to burn a bridge than it is to build one. And it's going to take time if you want to. And who knows how much time you have left if you want to actually invest and try to get back in with some of those other manufacturers. But with the 850s, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it will be a leveling field for when the 850s come. But like I said the other day, I don't think so. These guys have been putting bikes together for a long time, and I don't think they want to lose. We'd mentioned early on that is Ducati going to figure this out, and it seems like they have. I mean, granted, this is one of Mark's favorite track, but Digi has been flying the flag really strong all season. It's nice to see Alex back. What are your thoughts, Tyson, on how Ducati qualified?
I mean, it's great to see Ducati back at the pointy end of the grid. I know we've kind of talked about this a couple times throughout the beginning of the year. I'm hopeful that this is actually true performance and not just their rivals grenading themselves and them just capitalizing on it. But either way, it's good for them. Ducati 1, 2, 3 right now qualifying. It's good to see Alex after his nasty injury. He's raced like 3 races this year or something like that, 4 races, and comes back, throws it on second place. And Digi has just been consistently third right now for the last 5-6 weeks ish, like right in like third, fourth, fifth. And I think that's some really good consistency for him. He's got to keep especially with everyone else having these like ups and downs with their season, he's really got to keep this consistency of third. Like Joan Mir won, what was it, 1 race in 2020, and he still won the championship. So like you can do it. Like someone's already done it. It is not impossible, but you have to be consistent and get those points when your rivals aren't getting them.
Yeah, I think he has a pretty good shot of stealing one. Did you? What are your thoughts, Lewis, on how Ducati's doing?
Ducati's definitely turned it around in the last, what's it, like 3-4 rounds.
Yeah.
They've been trying a bunch of things because obviously they didn't start the season super strong. Mark has his struggles. Pecco continued his struggles from last year. Like Tyson said, the only person that's had pretty consistent results has been Digi. Morbidelli's had consistent results as well as far as penalties and starting from the back of the grid. So that team is very consistent, just on the opposite ends of the spectrum. And then, and even Ducati said at the beginning of this year and the riders that they're having some issues, and they've been able to, and this is what Ducati does, they've been able to go back to the drawing board, find some parts, find some settings, and change a couple of things to try to get competitive again. And they're competitive now. And it's showing, just like in the past, guys that shouldn't be at the front are at the front. Like I didn't expect Alex Marquez to be as fast as he is because, again, he's coming back from a really bad injury. I mean, this dude had a neck brace on and like a broken vertebrae just less than a month and a half ago. And now he's back on the grid. It's wild.
Right.
Like these guys are gladiators.
Geez, something. They're mad at minimum. Let's talk about that penalty that Morbidelli got because if you mess up, these guys kind of roll off a little bit, right? I mean, that's not this one was a little bit. I mean, I know the rider was close behind him, but still, it wasn't that bad. What are your thoughts, Tyson?
Oh, was this him going slow on an in-lap?
No, he was going. He wasn't going slow. It's just Acosta was like the way I saw it. It seemed like Acosta is just so much faster than him in that area, and Acosta just closed up on him. And it's not like he mid-corner chopped throttle or checked up. Like he was committed to the corner and he was on the gas. It's just Acosta was going so much faster than him, and it looked like he was impeding his progress. But for me, impeding progress is checking up in the middle of the corner. Or like just cruising on the race line. He wasn't cruising. He was on power. He was leaned over. He was in the right position. It's just Acosta came super hot. And they took it as, he was impeding his progress because he was on a race line not going as fast. And he tried to explain, it's not that I wasn't going as fast. It's just Acosta was going way faster than me. I just didn't have the speed.
Right. I think if it was anyone else, they probably wouldn't have got the penalty. But because he's been sent to the principal's office so much that they're just like, here you go, you had something going on, which is unfortunate. But it was good to see VR46 in Q2.
For me, it's a little funny that the guy whose bike has cut off multiple times is the guy that's complaining that somebody's going slow on the line. When, dude, your bike literally stops on the line randomly and kills people.
Yeah, that's true. It's how quickly they forget what's happening. Let's talk about Yamaha a little bit. Quartararo and Miller was able to get into Q2. Quartararo, even though he doesn't like the bike, he still makes the bike do something really cool. What are your thoughts, Tyson, on Yamaha?
I mean, just from my perspective, it's impressive from Quartararo. Hopefully it's signs that they're putting some money into their bike, but I personally doubt it. But it is good to see some good performances out of them. And we saw this last year when that Yamaha was not great. It was, the worst bike on the grid, and he'd be putting it on third on the grid for races, and then we would just watch him slowly fall back down to 12th over the next 6-7 laps. But it shows that he is a great rider. Like, we need to see Quartararo on a competitive bike. It has been a shame to the sport that he has been riding at the back of the grid for the most part for the last 2 to 3-ish seasons. Like, it is really unfortunate, and I hope the Honda is good next year so that he can show some more of what he's got.
Yeah, I agree. And Miller was able to do something. I think it seems like he's going to be coming out of MotoGP next year, so it'll be interesting. What are your thoughts, Lewis, on how Yamaha did in qualifying?
I think, again, the Yamaha's always been great at that one fast lap. And everybody knows that the Yamaha is great with edge grip. So their weaknesses, this is one of those tracks where their weaknesses are minimized by the track and their strengths are maximized by the track. This is a track where you're on the side of the tire a long, long time. Mm-hmm. You're putting a lot of power down while you're on the side of the tire. There's not a lot of left to right, but there is some slow corners and things like that aren't immediately preceded by a long straightaway. So the weaknesses of the Yamaha kind of get negated a little bit at this track because it's a short track. You're on the side of the tire a long time. You're racing to the strengths of the Yamaha.
Right.
And we know that Quartararo was a fast rider, and he can always pull a fast lap out of nowhere. But the problem is, can he do this for a race length? He might start in second, and like Tyson said, he finishes in 10th. Not because he doesn't know how to ride any better or because he's going any slower. It's just because that one fast lap, you can't maintain that for an entire race distance. Even for a sprint, it's really difficult to do that one fast lap 15 times. And I'm glad that he's kind of moving on. I think his time at Yamaha has come to an end. But I also give him big, big kudos and a round of applause because even though he's at the end of his contract, he's not happy on the bike. He's even said he's quit on the bike. He actually hasn't quit on the bike. He still shows up. He still does his job. He still goes out there and rides to the best of his abilities. He's not just rolling out there and collecting a check until he gets off the bike. Like, he wants to be competitive. And this shows me, I think Honda made a great choice in bringing him in. And I hope Honda gets rewarded. I hope that he actually is able to put Honda back in the top step on a regular basis when the new bike comes out, because the dude wants to win. And he's talented beyond belief. Outside of Marquez, I think him and Pecco have the most championships right now behind Marquez.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. And for a long period of time, even when he wasn't winning championship, he was always in the top 3.
Right. So, interesting to see. Can't wait to a lot of racing today. Going to be running around with MotoAmerica, so I might have to catch all of it later. Before we get out of here, though, guys, let's talk about Mark BDS. Principal and team owner passed away at 79. I'll let Lewis speak on it first because, I think he might have been racing before you.
Dude, this guy's been around the paddock forever, and it was great to see all the riders that he's actually helped become popular, famous, got them into MotoGP, got them into World Superbike. everybody went out, and supposedly he's beloved, man. Like
Yeah.
everybody, not a single person had a bad thing to say about him. I don't think I've ever heard of a rider complain about contract issues with them. Like Mark VDS, the team is always taking care of everybody that works for them. And it's sad because, we're kind of losing a staple, not just in the MotoGP paddock, but also in the World Superbike paddock. Like, this is a guy that helped people across all different classes. And even when his team's name wasn't directly on the bike, they also did a lot of support for up-and-coming riders.
Right.
So maybe the bike didn't have the Mark VDS logo, but the team had Mark VDS money and Mark VDS support. And I hope whoever now becomes the steward of that brand, I hope the brand doesn't go away. I hope whoever is taking care of it continues the brand, because we want to see that logo and we want to continue to honor him.
Right.
I hope that it stays in the paddock, and I hope they continue to do what he was doing. Like, he was committed to the sport. He loved it beyond belief. Just watching a guy in his 70s still like jumping up for joy when one of his riders won.
Right.
It's like, dude, chill. You're going to hurt yourself. Like, you're 70-something years old.
Yeah.
But he would still go, and he would still loved it. And I hope when I hit 70, knock on wood,
I can just jump around.
I hope I can still jump around. It's like, and I hope I still have the same love that he has for the sport at that time, because it's an amazing thing to see.
I agree. I hope so as well. Tyson, what are your thoughts? Because, I mean, they've for not being a factory team, these guys have won a lot of titles in Moto 2. So, I mean, it's one thing if you're KTM out there in Moto 2, but, I mean, you look at some of these other teams. He was one of the top teams out there, had a lot of top riders over the years. Like you heard Lewis said, gave a lot of riders chances, maybe even more chances that they probably should have had if they were with other teams. You see that with Canet. You saw it when Lowes was there as well. Yep. What are your thoughts, man?
Unfortunately, this is the first I'm hearing of this, but from Luis's words and some quick reading here, I just thought I would hear Mark VDS, and I just thought it was like a generic European company of some kind. Yeah, so I didn't realize it was a guy, and this is the guy. And I mean, it's really sad to hear that he's gone, and especially from what Luis was saying, he's helped a lot of people, and I really feel like that sort of community and giving back to your passions is what really could benefit racing in a way. I feel like we may have gone a little bit more towards the commoditization of the sport. Like, I understand why, but sometimes like we do things because we want to do them, not because it's going to make us a whole bunch of money. And it is unfortunate that we're losing one of those senior statesmen of the industry, and how much they've given back. And hopefully the company can keep doing that, or someone else can pick up that reins in a way, someone else that has that kind of those means and connections to keep providing those opportunities to new men and women and riders who want to take this up and may not have the same sort of economic background or social background to do it for themselves. And it's just sad day for sure.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. MotoAmerica broadcast is about to start. We're very excited for the opportunity that they've given us to be able to be here. Hopefully, we'll be continuing to more rounds in the future. We're going to be interviewing folks that are behind the camera for MotoAmerica and riders as well, and mechanics, and bringing everyone in and giving you a little bit closer look of what's going on in the MotoAmerica paddock. Very excited for the opportunity. Louis, you want to say anything?
No, man, I'm looking forward to this. Like, this is we've been talking about this for a long time.
Yeah,
we want to be here in the paddock and interview riders, but more than that, interview the people that actually make the machine move, like the oil.
Yeah.
Like, we know the gears. Let's meet the oil. Let's meet the mechanics. Let's talk to the people that actually come here, drive the rigs, set things up. Like, all the not underappreciated, because they're super appreciated, but like they're not given the recognition that they should get. And so, we're going to talk to riders, but we want to actually talk to the guys behind the guys that are on the bikes, and give them a little bit of a acknowledgement for everything they do to keep this carnival moving from event to event. And hopefully MotoAmerica doesn't get upset with anything I say, because I tend to say things, but don't hold it against Rexy, but I'll try to
Right,
be
let me-
super
Let
positive.
me just move a little bit over. Separate myself.
But I look forward to also meeting the fans, because one of the things we're planning on doing is we're actually going to plan on walking around and doing spot interview with fans to kind of
Yes.
see what they're feeling about this series, how the series is going, who their current riders are that they're keeping an eye on, who their favorites are, and who up and coming riders are. Like, you know, I want to really go to the Talent Cup kids,
Yeah.
and I want to interview a bunch of them, because that's the future, man. And we can see right now, like, there's a couple of kids that are starting to set themselves apart as like the cream of the crop in that series. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I agree. It should be fun. And like Lewis said, you know, talking to these young riders. I mean, you got Nathan Betancourt, who's here doing some Talent Cup stuff. He's not here this weekend because he's in Dunnington Park racing over there on the Yamaha Talent Cup. So it's very exciting to see these young riders and seeing how they're progressing and getting on this world stage. So very excited. How about yourself, Tyson? Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Just excited for you, Rexy. Excited. I know you guys are talking about this, and you've been talking about how you want to make it out to races, and I feel like that wasn't too long ago, and here you are. And I'm just looking forward to racing. Looking forward to catch some MotoAmerica racing. Hopefully they'll let me subscribe to the video pass, because I literally tried all last night, all this morning, and I hit subscribe, and it just spins, and it doesn't give me. I can't pay for it. Like, let me give you my money, please.
It's such high demand, and everybody's trying to log in at the same time. Just give it a second.
That's what I told myself.
We'll get it sorted out for sure. We're still working out all the kinks, but we're very excited for the opportunity and hopefully continue entertaining you guys and gals out there. So my name is Rex45. It's the B4evaKool podcast. I want to thank Luis Ortega, the numbers guy. I want to thank Tyson. Shout out to Harry O, who couldn't make it, but he's going to be on as well. So, and shout out to Reese as well, because we couldn't do it without all you guys. Peace.
Peace.